Welcome back guys, to the last episode of the anime, but in the previous episode, we saw that Fenris won the ticket to the hot spring resort, so the whole family gets there to enjoy the vacation. This resort has 7 hot springs and one had the effects to enhance fertility. Nice fertility means chances of having a baby is higher, so Fenris made the plans immediately, but coincidentally, Demi-God and his group had also came in for team bonding, and that fake hero had also arrived in human town. After escaping demon territory with treasure. But that treasure had a crystal that absorbs malice of a demon, so it started its work and turned Blondie into a monster, so Fenris was pissed that her sweet time with Banza was interrupted, and their Demi-God also saw that Gozel is here so he came out to have a match. He started to manipulate the malice but Gozel defends against his attack. So Demi-God took control of the monster to attack Uliminas this time but his plan failed again. At that time Banza was keeping the hotel intact and Balarasa arrived and fills Banza in on the situation, plus, she had seen Gozel with some demon-looking person, so she thought Gozel must have conspired this, but Banza had faith in Gozel and says she knows as well as he do, that Gozel won't do this, and since he's the one fighting Demi-God Banza concentrates on saving the hotel, but Gozel was in a tight spot for a moment, but even the monster couldn't lift Gozel up. And there they saw the center of the monster is a human. So Fenris took the job of saving him or rather punishing him for interrupting her quality time with Banza. There Gozel saved the falling girl because of his promise to Balarasa, and Demi-God had no plan of backing down, that's why he tells Uliminas to handle other demons. Demi-God says he would live as he please because getting violent is the demon's nature, so he attacks Gozel again but nothing happens. At that time, Uliminas confronts others. But they said they only came here to enjoy the hot springs. But Fufin just had to pick a fight with Uliminas, and right then, Gozel reflects all the attacks Demi-God had thrown at him. So he covered his whole body with malice and lands perfect hits that got Gozel into defensive. Demi-God was pleased seeing this but he talks too much. Gozel had never thought he would even use this spell, but this time he had to. It seals away the malice of a demon, and without malice, a demon is the same as a human. Originally, it was a human spell, but Gozel perfected it to defeat the previous demon lord. His ambition was to crush the humans. At that time, the hotel staff saw this and the lady ordered them to use the talisman. Upon activation it captures their targets, because all the yukata were imbued with magic. They had made this just in case for people like this, so lady sends the troublemakers far away, and at that time, Fenris was slapping Blondie and making the excuse that she's draining all the malice. But their Balarasa gets there because Banza has called out everyone since he's using reverse spell to fix the hotel. Hearing this, Fenris quickly goes over to Banza and he fixed the hotel, but the minor things were still broken, so all of them helped the hotel staff to get their hotel back on track. For that everyone were grateful and told the group to enjoy to their heart's content. So Fenris got another chance to soak into the hot springs, and this time other girls also came in as well. Uliminas really didn't like the hot water, but to look brave she dips in and felt the relaxation of hot springs, but Bilray and Haya showed up now after the whole show was over. Their Damalaise tells Haya to leave the women's bath. So Haya said she's jealous but not to worry, she'd spend time with her as well. But speaking off, where were they? And Haya says they were somewhere else. Their ruckus were heard even to the other side, and their Gozel says he finds Banza interesting, not in a funny way, but despite having this much powers he uses it to help others, so Gozel had this dream to make peace between both races and for that he asked for Banza's help. Although he was powerful there was no spell that could stop others from fighting, but still, it was a nice thought, so Banza gives his whole support. And then it was dinner time. There, a maid gives a new dish to Fenris to boost stamina. So she gets the gesture. And their first time Balarasa approached Gozel for a talk. She heard how Gozel protected the humans, so Gozel said he's bent on keeping his promise. Seeing them getting so chummy Uliminas got jealous, and at that time others were having fun and the bout still continues. Then after enjoying to their heart's content everyone falls sound asleep, and Fenris took the chance to meet Banza outside. Finally they got some time alone and their Banza asked how she feels about humans. Well, Fenris still thinks they are weak but she still couldn't forget how she was defeated in cooking against Balarasa, so it's a complex feeling but at least she doesn't see humans as enemies anymore. But why this question though? so Banza said the war is about to get worse from here on out and he wants to protect the innocent, and for that he wants Fenris on his side. He takes her into his embrace and says he could go through any hardship as long as she is with him, and hearing such lovely words, Fenris said she's his wife, so she'd follow him anywhere. Because she also wants their children to be raised in a safe environment, her eyes were brimming with expectations, so Banza didn't disappoint her this time around and loved her whole night. After that, everyone saw Fenris was in a good mood, plus she looked even more beautiful, so everyone understood there was no need to ask further. With that, they returned back home to continue their normal lives. Bellano had become a teacher, and Haya helped out with the farming and growing veggies with magic, and Gozel helps on making weapons. And the shield he made was quite helpful for Balarasa in her hunt, but Eulimenas got on guard again, so she turned the topic to Princess Elizabeth's coronation. Today she usurped the throne, but her father fled in fear that his evil deeds would be exposed, but Elizabeth was bent on finding him to deliver justice, and just like that, everything returned to normal. And now, Banza was planning to open a shop and thought to sell even bakes goods of Fenris, which filled her with joy, and the anime ends with a happy ending. However, if you haven't watched any of the previous episodes, I have made a playlist of all episodes. Playlist link is in the description, so please watch all of the episodes. Until then, take care.